We see Mr. Putin speaking. Help me with a linkage of the original nuclear talk we're hearing now with the tweets of Mr. Trump and with the response of the people around the president-elect.
Well, Tom, so much for a slow pre-holiday news flow,
yeah.
Right? I do think that Vladimir Putin is playing to his strengths, which is to deflect and confuse. The fact that he's agreeing with Donald Trump on the whole hacking issue is kind of strange, because I don't really know what Donald Trump thinks about the hacking issue. He says we shouldn't jump to conclusions, but all intelligence agencies say it is Russia, so it's very confusing.
Where are the adults in the room, or for that matter, where are the generals in the room? Do you believe in our reporting that Mr. Trump is getting counsel from those that have transitioned and even those that are maybe awaiting transition?
Well, the narrative out of the Trump camp is, in fact, he does consult with his close aides before he ever tweets anything. I have my suspicions that he may not listen to them very often, but it is unclear just who he's talking to before he's sending out these messages.
Marty, Guy in London. US tanks are going to be found on European soil for the first time in 3 years very shortly. We're reopening bases, NATO bases, to pre-position kit that we haven't seen for a while here in Europe. British tanks are going to be, British forces, European forces are going to be repositioned into Eastern Europe. This was a decision made by the Obama administration because of concerns about what is happening with Russia policy. Is that something you think Donald Trump will be happy to continue?
Well, I think he's going to defer to General Mattis on those kinds of issues, and Mattis has definitely been a more aggressive stance on defense than previous defense secretaries. So you very well may see a doubling down on that kind of thing in the context of trying to normalize relations with Russia. So I think you just have to watch this space and see what happens.
Marty, is there talk, and this is a conversation that is really beginning to get a fire lit under it here in Europe, that the European elections next year could also face the similar kind of hacking scandals that have been surrounding what has just gone on in the United States? Do people talk in Washington about this not just being a US problem, but a kind of Western democracy problem?
Oh, yes, it's definitely considered to be not just a US problem. You would think that the political parties in Europe would have learned that you don't put things in email that you don't want to get out into the public. But so it's going to be a very interesting thing to watch. But there is concern that this is an international issue, not just a local one in the U.S.